So thank you, Megan. Thank you for coming on to this talk show and doing this interview with me today. And before we move forward, could you briefly introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, my name is Megan Bennett, and I'm the president and CEO of Light Years Ahead, which is a public relations firm in the United States.
Oh, that's great. Which part of the United States are you guys located in?
I'm actually located outside of Kansas City in the Midwest, but we're sort of all over the country. My partner is in New York and Manhattan, and then our creative director is in Texas. The founder is in Los Angeles, and then
Oh,
we have
wow.
another publicist here in Kansas City with me. So, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I guess you guys are all working from remote locations then.
We are. We've always been remote, and we have our fingers on the pulse of the whole United States, just because we're living all over the country. So,
Okay. And when was this company started?
the company was started back in, I think it was 1995, but I wasn't working then with the company. I actually started in 2002 and have been with the company ever since. So yeah, it's been so long that I'm just like, I'm backtracking and I'm thinking, wow, this has been a really long career, like almost half my life.
Definitely, like it's so long. Like, and you guys plan to stay like a small team, or do you guys plan to
Yes.
expand like into a bigger one?
No, we always want to stay boutique because that's the way that we work. And
Yeah.
the way that our agency works is we all work with every client and we all know what's going on with every client. We don't do like where each of us manages an account, because then we don't feel like we're getting enough eyes on it. And we feel like the accounts can get stale if there's not more than one person looking at it. So
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe you joined, you said you joined in 2002. Is that correct?
yes.
And okay, so what motivated you to join this company?
Well, actually, I went to college and decided that I wanted to work in public relations. And when I was in college, I did a couple internships, and I thought I wanted to work in the entertainment sector, which is what I really thought I was interested in. And so did a few internships, did not like working with celebrities, did not like working in the entertainment industry or with that. I don't know. It just really wasn't for me. And then I had one job right after college that I worked on for 6 months where I was doing a little bit of PR, but it turned out not to be really what I was interested in. And then I interviewed for this job and I've been with it ever since. And I just love it because I love working with products. So, yeah.
Awesome. So you completed your studies and then you became a CEO of a company.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And then you stayed there. Wow, that's like very interesting.
Well, I will tell you that I didn't become a CEO of the company until 2 years ago, because I worked with the founder who was the CEO until a couple of years ago. And now, she's still involved, but now I'm running the company with my business partner. So yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a really good progress. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about your school? Where did you go to school and what was your major?
I went to school at Skidmore College, and it's an upstate liberal arts school in upstate New York, and I was a theater major. So I didn't really do anything with it except for it really helped me to get a thick skin and to not be afraid to reach out to people and take rejection, because I get rejected every day in my career.
That's a really unique perspective that you present to theater, because so the skill set which is required to communicate with clients, to go out in the world and sell so many different types of things, that's exactly what you require. You need to have the ability to handle rejection and then still keep moving forward with that. So that's a really unique skill set that you acquired. I'm glad that we discussed that.
Well, they always say, if you do theater and it doesn't work out, you should go into sales or marketing, because, you got to have a thick skin. It's almost like an audition every single time you pitch a product, So it's like, it works hand in hand.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, so how difficult was it for you to, I mean, I understand it's a small company and there aren't that many, levels of hierarchy, but still, how difficult was it to move up the corporate ladder and become the CEO of this company?
I mean, honestly, when I started, it was 2002, and it was just the founder of the company and me. And
Yeah.
I worked with her out of her house for 8 years
Hmm.
and then moved in Los Angeles and then moved back to Kansas City for 10 years. And we just knew, well, as long as we worked together, that when she was ready to kind of take a step down, that then I would sort of take
Hmm.
over. So
Okay.
it was just an easy, smooth transition. And, it was a long time. It was, I guess, 16 years until that happened. But
Yeah.
I was basically doing a lot of the same tasks that I do now. And so
Hmm.
it was very smooth and easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. And for the people who are just starting out, what would you say is a basic skill set required by, in general to start a business?
Well, first of all, you have to be passionate about what you do. So if you're going to
Mhm.
start a business, don't start it just to make money, because if you don't have the passion, you're not going to succeed. So
Yeah,
I think that
correct.
that's the number one thing.
Hmm.
And also, I would say, be willing to learn things from the ground up, do the admin stuff, do the grunt work, do
Hmm.
everything you can on your own first if you have the time, because that's the only way you're really going to learn how to run your own company. You
Mm.
have to understand all the little nuts and bolts, because if you
Yeah,
don't, then there's things that you're going to be missing.
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that one. And
Yeah.
for 2021, it has been like, so 2020 and 2021, it has been really unique years, right? Given the pandemic situation, the virus, and all of that. So
Yes.
during these times, how difficult would you say it is for newcomers to start a business in this, pandemic situation?
I feel like it's difficult for most people to start a business unless
Mm-hmm.
they have a product or a service that sort of fits into what's going on in the current environment. So
Yeah.
if it's relevant to what's going on and could be helpful, now is the best time. Also, for people who are unemployed or have been laid off,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great time to start a business. You've got
Yeah.
no overhead. You're living at home. You're working from home. You don't have to pay for any office. Do
Mm-hmm.
everything out of your house. It's
Yeah.
the smartest way. And I think a lot of people are realizing right now
Mm.
that there is, for many companies, no need to go into an office. You can do
Yeah.
everything virtually and cut that overhead down. So I feel like
Exactly.
if you have a dream and a passion and you want to start a business, go for it, especially if you're not working right now. I mean, put
Mm.
all that passion into starting something because you have nothing to lose.
I see. Yeah, absolutely. Now would be the best time to give it a try.
Yeah.
And so you have been with the company really for a really long time. So
Yeah.
in the initial years of this company, what were some of the hurdles that you guys faced as a team together, and some of the difficulties that you had to go through?
I think some of the hurdles was when we first started, we only had 2 clients, but they were
Mhm.
very big clients.
Okay.
And we depended on those clients for the bulk of everything that we were doing.
Hmm.
And so, it was great because it was very lucrative.
Yeah.
But once one of them got sold and went public,
Hmm.
we worked with the company for a while, but then they hired another huge PR firm. We lost
Hmm.
them. And then we're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, we had to basically the bulk of our business is gone, and that was very challenging. And what we learned from that is it's better to take on smaller accounts
Hmm.
and have a lot of them than
Yeah.
have 2 huge accounts that you completely rely on for your bread and butter. So I say that was a challenge, was trying to find new business and reaching out, because back then too we didn't have internet and Instagram and all that stuff the way that we do now. It wasn't the
Mm.
same. I mean,
Yeah.
I really had to get on the phone and call and smile and dial. I wasn't just sending
Mm.
emails out, because
That makes
people weren't
sense.
checking emails the way that they do now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now nobody wants to talk on the phone. It's completely different. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, these days, like if somebody calls me to, sign up for a new service or advertise something, I think I might cut the phone call in between sometimes.
yeah. Oh, totally. Or you just
Yeah.
hit decline if it's
Yeah.
an unlisted number, because you don't know. You're worried it's or you just say, feel free to email me that information because I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
talk or whatever. Yeah.
exactly. That's true. And going along with that journey of, growing your company, what were some of your monumental successes?
I would say that, one success that is just something that ongoing is that most of our clients stay with us for a really long time. Like,
Yeah.
like one of our clients we've had since 2005. And
Hmm.
that's a really long time. One client we've been working with for, I think, over 8 years. I would say that a measure of success is that many of the companies that we work with, they end up getting sold and either going public or getting taken over by a private equity firm. And then we work with PE firms on other brands that they have to help grow them to success. As
Yeah.
far as like a case study, we worked with a brand a couple years ago that we work with on and off. It's amazing. It's a Wagyu beef company based out of Weston, Missouri, and
Mm.
small company when we started with them. And they had this hot dog that we got tested into Food and Wine.
Okay.
And because of the article, they were voted the best hot dog, and they made $250,000 in sales
Oh,
after
wow.
one article. And it
Mm.
just, that's sort of what launched them into
Amazing.
a business that just kept growing and growing. So yeah,
That is seriously
that's
amazing.
ROI, and we can't always guarantee that with public relations. We can guarantee that we'll build brand awareness, but we can't guarantee that you're going to make sales from a media placement. But this
Yeah.
time it worked.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that
Yeah.
one. And so, could you share an important lesson that you learned from life?
Yeah, I mean, my important lesson is that you can't take things personally,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't take no for an answer in this
Okay.
business. If
Yeah.
somebody's going to tell you no once,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that they are the right person to cover something, or you know that deep down this is going to be a good fit,
Mm-hmm.
keep trying. Don't take no for an answer. Or if one person says no, try somebody else
Yeah.
from their team. It's like you can't let somebody's negativity get you down and take it personally. You need to move on and say, this is not personal, this is business. And guess what? I'm going to keep trying. And if they want to reject me and slam the door in my face, so what?
Yeah.
Let's just try again, because eventually things will work out in your favor. So that's my advice.
That's true. That's true. And that's where the theater skills come in handy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And what keeps you moving forward in life?
My family, obviously, is the most important thing to me. And I will say that my job, I absolutely love what I do. My job is my hobby. I don't have a lot of hobbies. This is my hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wake up every day motivated and excited to do what I do.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's great and it's not. It's like, okay, wait, I don't really have any other hobbies besides eating good food. No, it's just, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have a favorite book?
Yeah, my favorite book is The Power of One by Bryce Courtney.
Okay.
Always has been. Love the book. Movie not so good, but it's a great best-selling book.
Okay.
And I love it.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have been running the company. I mean, you have grown along with the growth of the company and recently become a CEO. What would you say is the most, the worst and the best part of being a CEO of a company?
The best part is that I don't feel like there's anybody telling me what to do. I feel like I'm my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that the hardest part is when there's a crisis or there's a problem. I'm the one that has to deal with it. But luckily, I have a great team. So my partners, we do it together. But that is, it's a good and an evil, having that pressure on yourself. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And so I understand that you don't consider work as really working, right? You said it's like a hobby for you, but still, like apart from work, what do you do when you're not working?
I read a lot. I love to cook.
Okay.
Hang out with my kids. We play tons of board games now because of the pandemic. I love to travel. So yeah, I mean, I do have hobbies, but I do Pilates a lot. Stuff like that. Okay. So yeah.
That's nice. Do you have that Pilates equipment at home or do you?
I do.
Oh, that's
I
good.
have, I've had a reformer for like almost 10 years.
Ah,
And I just subscribe to classes and work out almost every day. And it is definitely, as far as like the cost, it's paid off. It's way
mhm,
more effective than paying for where you go to in-person classes, because you
mhm.
just do it at home and it's a lot cheaper. So
Yeah, absolutely. Do you see yourself becoming a Pilates teacher sometime in the future?
nah.
Okay.
I'd have to have like a lot more muscle tone, because I feel like those teachers, you got to represent, you know, you
Yeah,
got to
right.
be who you're trying to sell.
Mm,
And I don't want to work out that much.
okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Definitely. Okay. And for 2021, do you have a pledge?
um, I would say that my pledge is to spend more time with my children when I can, when I'm not working, and just to be there
Mhm.
for my clients as much as I can and as much as they'll let me. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so now we have reached the short rapid fire section of this interview. I'm going to ask you short questions. Please try to keep your answers short as well.
Okay.
And if you come across any question which you don't want to answer, you can say skip and I'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
Okay. First one is, are you an iPhone person or an Android person?
iPhone.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? What's the first thing you do?
Brush my teeth.
Okay. Three things no one knows about you.
I'm a Gemini.
Okay.
I like to watch teenage TV drama shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I love reading World War II books.
Interesting. How many of those books have you read so far?
A lot.
Okay.
I read a lot about the Holocaust, and I don't know, it's just, I find it fascinating. So, yeah.
Okay. What's the craziest thing someone has done for you?
Sorry, I have to think about this one,
It's
because I'm
okay.
like,
Take your time.
my mom bought me a guinea pig, which was pretty darn crazy. And I do not like rodents.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think here.
Yeah. Okay, that is crazy. What's the one thing that you would like to change about yourself?
I Nothing. I'm perfect. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'd like to be less reactive and try to think about things more, and I'm trying to work on that.
Okay. What's your spirit animal?
Cat.
Mhm. A rumor about you that you wish were true.
I'm a fitness instructor.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice one. What's the easiest way to piss you off?
Take away my food.
Okay, like while eating or like even the stored food?
Like if I have food on my plate and my husband tries to take a bite before I do of whatever I'm eating, it makes me mad.
Okay, that's genuine. That's understandable. I understand that. Okay. What's uh, what's the one thing that you own that you wish you didn't?
Guinea pigs.
Okay. Okay. What's the one thing that you're most afraid of?
Rodents.
Uh-huh. What's the most interesting thing that you have in your purse or wallet?
Oh, I have this new gadget. It's called Birdie, I think, and it's like it looks like a giant paperclip. And if somebody's attacking you, you pull it, and it makes this really, really loud noise. And I bought one for all my friends.
I have no idea what that like
It looks like a big paper clip, and then when you pull the side off, it starts beeping. It's like if you're in a parking lot and somebody's, it's like a self-defense thing, but obviously it's not really going to defend you. All it does is make a really loud noise. But
ah,
it's very heavy and it's in my purse.
okay, that really is interesting. I have never heard about that.
Yeah, it's new. It's just, it's almost like a keychain that makes a
Mhm.
really loud car alarm noise.
Okay. And according to you, which which technology will transform the future?
I would say, I mean, electric cars is,
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely.
going to be the wave of the future, and probably little Airbuses too. I just read about that with United, so we'll see.
Yeah, electric as well as self-driving cars. Like they're, whenever they get legal, street legal, it's going to be crazy.
That's going to be my next purchase, and we'll
Okay.
talk about that later because I got to tell you about a crazy book I read about that.
Okay. Sure, absolutely. Do you want to cover that now? We can cover that now.
Sure.
Sure, go
A
ahead.
book called Passengers by, I think it's called Passengers, and it's by John Mars. And it's all about the future
Uh-huh.
and these people that get in these self-driving cars, and then somebody takes
Yeah.
over the cars, and it's crazy, but I still want one.
Okay. That's an interesting take on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have to rate yourself from 1 to 10 on the following.
Okay.
1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest.
Okay.
So first one is quick learner.
I would say a 9.
Okay. Book enthusiast.
10.
Okay. As a leader.
10.
Okay. As a CEO.
10.
Okay. As a friend.
10.
Awesome. Okay, so with that, we have reached the end of this interview. And before I let you go, I just have one last question for you.
Sure.
Could you introduce me to 3 other business owners or CEOs who might be interested in doing this interview with me?
Sure. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. You don't have to mention the names right now. You can get back to me later by email or LinkedIn. That's up to you.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So with that, we have reached the end of this interview. So thank you, Megan. Thank you for doing this talk show with me.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing, glimpses of your life about your journey, as well as the journey of your company, how you started from the bottom and now you're here at the top at the CEO, right? That's great. That's awesome. So thank you for doing this with me today.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye.